My name is Donna Jarrett Paris, co-owner and CEO of Paris Hair and Beauty Supplies, located in Trenton, New Jersey. We are here to interview three fabulous leading ladies of the musical Color Purple: Carrie Compere, Angela Birchett, and Carla Stewart, talking about their lives, the roles that they're playing, and what is life like on tour with this wonderful musical that's taking place. We look forward to seeing you all in Philadelphia at the Kimmel Center, taking place December 12th through the 17th. This right now is Paris Hair.
I got so tired sitting deeply in silence about the atrocities of our hair. Put together business model and prayed that every customer receives full care. Packed our bags and set sail toward Trenton to build a store we didn't quite understand. 'Cause I love my people. If I had $1 billion right now, I'd build the biggest black hole with my hair.
Welcome, everyone. We are here with Angela Birchett, known as the Church Lady. And I have to tell you, talking with her has been tremendous. I really, really love your spirit, sis. And I guess the question that I have for you, because, you know, we always want the audience to get to know some of the folks, the characters that are in the show. Church ladies. First off, everybody knows them. We all got them. They're in the hood. They're even in some of the suburbs. How fun is it to play this role? I mean,
That's a blast.
it is. Okay.
I play Church Lady Doris.
Okay.
There's also Darlene and Jareen. And like you said, everybody knows these women.
Everybody.
But as I was building this character, it wasn't hard. My grandmother was a missionary in church.
Really?
My aunts. So, you know, it was really cool to be able to take a little bit of all of the women that I've experienced over the years in church and my family and kind of build her into how my church lady is playing.
Right.
And they're so necessary to this show because they help push the plot along. They kind of provide a little comedy because, you know, this show is heavy. It's got it dives into a lot of dark issues that plague, you know, women and families and blacks during that era. So to be able to be a part of the show that brings some brevity is really, really cool.
You know, touring across the country, it must be very difficult. And I know some of the women, they're married. Some of you guys are single. But being away from family, how do you deal with touring in a production like this? Because it's actually going on for a year. So how are you dealing with this on a day-to-day basis? How do you prepare for your role every single night?
Well, you know, it was kind of a preparation that started before we left. You know, I knew, okay, I'm going to be away for a long while, and I'm not married or I don't have children, but I have family that I'm very close with, and so I just kind of prepare myself. You know, I know that I'm going to be away, so I, you know, make sure I keep in contact, connect as much as I can, and then just in our day-to-day, I have pictures of my nieces and on my workstation, and you know, I just make sure I check in with myself. You know, how am I doing today? Yes. Also, you know, a few of the ladies on the tour, I mean, we all are, you know, friends and we all get along. True. But a couple of the ladies, we are really, you know, we hang out, we're close, so they're kind of my saving grace, you know. And we all just kind of check in on each other, check in with ourselves, check in with each other. If we need something, we make sure we look out for each other. And then we just kind of focus on, you know, why am I here? Am I here to, you know, there's several reasons. You know, people financially, you know, this is a blessing to be able to have worked this long, to be able to share our art, express our art. A lot of people, especially people of color, don't get the opportunity to work for this long in a piece this amazing. So we just keep those things in mind. And most of all, we really just keep a grateful heart and a grateful spirit. Whenever we want to start complaining, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I don't feel well, there are so many people that wish they were here doing this and telling this story. So being grateful really goes a long way.
And that leads me into my next question, because, you know, when you say that not a lot of African Americans are in the business so long, and you've done this for quite some time, you've been in a production before, you've toured before, what advice would you give another young black woman, who wants to actually be a part of a musical such as this? What advice would you give them some of the pros and the cons of what this could be about?
Wow, great question. I definitely would say try to be as versatile as you can. Go to dance class. If you want to do musical theater, go to dance class. If you're a strong singer, strengthen the other two if they're not as strong for you. Take class, take acting class, read plays, learn different types of repertoire. Don't just sing the stuff that you know you can sing. Right. But on the life side of that, know that it's not as easy as it looks. It's not just coming and doing a play every night. There's a lot of preparation that goes into this, and you just have to make sure that you can handle that and while being on the road.
Absolutely.
Because this means you're going to be away from people, and if you're a type of person that's a homebody or needs that, it might be a little challenging. But just really make sure that this is something you're passionate about, not something you're just doing to get a check or something or just you want to be, in the limelight, because that's not going to get you far.
Of course.
It's not going to sustain you. Make sure this is what you love and you're passionate about, because if you're doing something that you're passionate about, it'll never be like work. It'll never, no matter how tired you get or if you're under the weather, you're going to find that glimmer of joy, like, I get to go do this special piece. I get to be a part of telling this story, and that's the thing that'll get you out the bed. That's the thing that'll, get you pop a couple of cold tablets and go on and do the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And did you know that you wanted to do this at a very young age?
Yeah, well, I've always done music, primarily singing, like concerts and group singing. But I did my first professional show at 14, and it was then that I knew, this is what I want to do. And I took a different path. I didn't go to school for theater. I went to school for education. I was a teacher, and I changed careers and started doing this full time a little over 10 years ago. And I never looked back. I've definitely had my hard times, had my dry spells and my low bank account moments. But it didn't matter because I was in it. I was in the thick of it. I packed my car up, moved to New York, and I was in it. So I did every type of job, every type of show, every type of survival job, and it's happened, and it's continuing to happen.
And you are here.
Yes.
So it paid off.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys are going to be in Philly, December 12th through the 17th.
Yep.
How does that feel to you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
It's probably the closest we'll get to New York City and New Jersey, which is where a lot of us have friends and family. We got a lot of people coming to see the show. It's our last city before we take a little break to start the long part of the tour. So we're all really excited. We hear Philly is excited. The tickets are flying out of the box office. We are so excited to play Philly. I'm really excited.
And you're going to see me there. I'll be there.
Awesome.
So that's going to be exciting as well. And I have to tell you, Angela, so we own a beauty supply store.
Yes.
In Trenton, New Jersey. Probably the only one in Mercer County. So we always ask people, but particularly you guys, because you guys are on the road, and I know you take a beating in your hair and skin. What's in your hair?
So, for me, this was a choice that I made, and I've actually been wearing this almost 2 years now, but I have crochet hair. A protective style. Because I have very fine curly hair.
I see that.
And I just knew that the wigs and, before this I was doing a show that was way more involved. I had lots more wig changes and costume changes. So I just decided to do a protective style. And when I take it out, I use a co-wash. I think I use Main Choice.
Main Choice,
I think a sister owns that line. I try to keep up with it as much as I can, but because it's a style that I don't have to really mess with, I tend to kind of let it go a little longer. But yeah, I wear this under my wigs. My wigs were built with this hair on my head.
Wow.
So I don't really have to bother with my hair. And I love it. And some of the other ladies do other things, and I'm sure they'll share. But yeah, this is what I chose to do. And I've been wearing it for a while, even with Broadway, and I love it. I can take my show wig off, let this fly,
and it looks so
and go.
natural. It looks great and natural.
Yeah, I love it. And it's synthetic. It doesn't take too long to do, and I just keep it oiled. I use black castor oil. I use a co-wash when I wash it, and it washes fine.
Right.
And then when I take it out, I let it breathe a day or so, and I just put it right again.
And that's it. And you're right on stage.
Yep.
All right. Wonderful. Well, you know what? We are thankful that you are giving our people something to look forward to every night on stage as Church Lady, and we really appreciate it. And Paris Hair and Beauty Supplies appreciates it as well, and we actually look forward to seeing you again on stage eventually one day in Philly, in particular, folks. So again, in Philly, you would definitely see Angela Birchett, Birchett, at the theater coming up in Philly from December 12th through the 17th at the Kimmel Center. You will be able to catch her performance there, which is absolutely riveting, hilarious. And so we thank Angela for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're back with Carla Stewart, native of Chicago, here in the house with us at Paris Hair. And Carla plays the role of Suge Avery.
That's right.
Girl, I was
I
looking
like the
at,
way you say it.
Oh, no, you have to say it like
I mean, it was
that.
dripping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because your performance drips with allurement.
Oh, my gosh.
You captivate the
Thank
audience.
you.
And the thing is with Suge, she played such a pivotal role in Celie's life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to the point where I felt like Celie wouldn't be Celie at the end if it wasn't for Suge.
Yeah, but I think Suge grows as well. You know, you see a softer side of Suge when she goes along on the journey with Celie. You know, there's still some places where she has to deal with her selfishness. Like Suge has a little bit of selfishness that she has to let go. And that moment where she's able to minister to Celie when Celie is like losing her hope, is like something awakens in her, and she remembers like God is inside of all of us, and we have a gift and a tool to share with each person that we meet. And so I think for me, as I play Suge, I'm learning that every person has this softer side. You might see this rough side on the outside, the exterior, but if you go deeper within, you'll be able to shed away at those things, and you'll get to the softer side, the heart of who a person is. And I think while she's ministering to Celie, Celie is doing the same for her.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
And that's very important because Suge's character in particular, even in the Color Purple, the movie back in 1985, her role, her womanness, she was someone who you could not hold back. You can't tell her what to do. She was a free spirit. Do you think women now, I feel like this is the year of woman.
Yes.
Right? With all the things going on, sexual harassment, the things that's happening. Do you think that Suge would have been a good example now in this day of age? Because I feel like she was kind of like far beyond her time at the tip, right?
I think so. Because she wasn't afraid to say it. You know, I mean, you have two women that are very, very strong in this show, like Sophia, who is, I feel like she's a movement all by herself, and then you have Suge, who's connected to her, like you say, womanness, all the things that come along with being a woman, the soft, sweet side, but the brassy, hard side. And so she's able to hold her own. That's what draws in the men. And sometimes the women kind of look down on that because she's kind of like stepping up out of her place, you know?
Right.
But she's strong in that regard. She knows when to be soft and sweet, but she definitely knows how to guard herself. You know?
I mean, there's a lot of for your role. There's a lot of dancing, and there's a lot of just being different out of yourself, and just applying all the allurement. I always say allurement because you lure the audience into who you are. Is that hard every night to give the audience exactly that every night?
I mean, there is some struggle with that, you know, to produce the same thing every night. You know, I have a dream to be on film, and you know, you get it that one time, but there's also this excitement to see if I can tap into that thing again and do it for this fresh new audience, and what can I discover new, and what can I do differently to get that same emotion, and you know, to get that same story across. So it's a challenge while it's also exciting.
Well, I mean, whatever you're doing, it's fantastic. I mean,
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you again when we're in Philly. How do you feel about the City of Brotherly Love coming up December 12th through the 17th?
Listen, I'm so excited. I've already been to Philly, and like you said, the Brotherly Love, I'm so excited about that, and just being with the people. Each city brings something different, some new energy, and I'm always looking forward to the opening night because that's what sets the tone.
It does.
So I want people to come and relax and be open. Let us hear you. You are a part of the community as well. So we break the fourth wall when we first open the show. So come on in and be with us. That helps us get that energy going, and so we can enjoy each other.
First off, I love your energy. I think it's dependent. Even when you first walked in,
But thank you.
I think the women have this bond that is tremendous, and so we appreciate you even just being Suge and giving it to us every night the way you do.
I'm really excited to play Suge. You know, I didn't think that. You know, sometimes you get in your own way sometimes mentally, and sometimes how even I portrayed Suge, I'm like, oh, she's this super fit woman and this, that, and that. But there's that sex appeal inside of all of us, and
Yes.
that allurement that we all carry, but you have to tap into it for yourself. And so if you don't believe it, then who else will?
And that's the truth.
Being given this part has just allowed me to tap into that and just embody that and carry that, and all the sass that's inside of me, it just comes out, and it's
And it does.
yeah.
It does.
So it's fun, and it's just giving me a lot of freedom to do that and just be the woman that I am. Yeah.
I love it, and of course, you know, we always ask the infamous question at the end.
Okay.
What's in your hair?
What's in my hair?
What's in your hair?
I don't even know what to do with that.
What?
I don't know what's in my hair.
Well, meaning, what kind of products do you use, or what do you do to get yourself together and ready for?
Listen, in this field, as a black woman, we have to do so much to our hair. We have to tie it down and put it in a wig
true.
and all this conditioning.
The oil, moisturizer.
Yeah, because
I know.
I mean, you know. So I mean, I knew I was coming to see you. So
Thank you.
I had to pull myself together. I had to pull myself together. But normally I'm heavy conditioner type of girl.
Okay.
I always ask a hair woman out that we work with
Yeah, really.
to give me something.
Right.
Yeah, so shea butter, all kinds of oils.
That's
and
good,
stuff
but
like
very
that.
natural products.
Yeah, because I wear my hair natural.
Good.
And,
Very good.
I'm always twisted or braided up or something.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I so appreciate you taking the time to
Thank
allow us
you.
to get just a little piece of your life.
Thank you.
Just a little bit, and we appreciate it. And so, folks, we've got Carla Stewart here. Listen, you will see her playing Suge in Philadelphia from December 12th through the 17th. You got to see the show. Catch Carla really getting it in as Suge. We plan to see you there. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you,
Thank you.
Angela, for
Thank you.
Carla.
Yeah, it's
I just saw
okay.
Angela.
It's
Carla,
okay.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it. And hope to see you in Philly.
Okay, you
Wonderful.
will.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. All right, folks. We'll be right back. All right, folks. Of course, I'm so excited, okay, because no other than anyone coming in who's from the same hometown as I am, Trenton, New Jersey, is none other than Carrie Compere.
We up in here!
You know, that's a very good question. Like, what was life growing up in Trenton?
You know, life was good. My parents are awesome. They did the best that they could with raising 4 kids in the inner city. It was the inner city. It was a little rough. You know, we saw some things that maybe we shouldn't have, you know, growing up, you know, prostitution, drugs, and things like that, you know, the things that the typical, unfortunately, inner city life. But I have to say, like, I grew up with really great friends. I grew up around a lot of love, a lot of support. So growing up in Trenton was good for me. You know, it was hard sometimes, but it really did make me the person that I am today. So I'm super grateful for that.
I mean, did you know that you wanted to be an actress on stage?
No, I thought I was going to be a lawyer.
Really?
Because I wanted to get my
You would have
relatives
been
out
the
of
most
jail.
hilarious lawyer.
I want to get my relatives out of jail. How can we do that? No, this was not on my scope.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I got a little bit older. I actually really didn't even start really singing until about my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And then later on, as life progressed, I got married, had kids at a very young age, had to, you know, work, do the 9-to-5 thing. Yeah. And one day my husband was just like, I started to get involved in community theater. Okay. That's where I got started, really. And my husband was like, you're pretty good at this. You need to really check into this. And it became such a passion for me.
Wow.
To the point where I was just like, if I don't give it a shot, I'm really going to regret this. And I know my life is not going to be fulfilled if I live in this space of regret. So I had to do it, and my goodness, like
And look where you are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. And you know okay, so now Carrie Compere plays the infamous Sophia.
Yes.
Okay, so first off, you have a very strong personality.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Do you have a Sophia in your family?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do.
Oh yeah. The Sophia role was not hard for me to kind of reach and have resources in my own life. Yeah, I have some Sophias, I have some aunts.
Okay, very strong
Yes.
and very.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I guess the question is, because I know if you have a Sophia in your life, do you see similarities between you and Sophia?
Oh yeah,
you do
for sure. Like Sophia, the heart of who she is, she's actually, or the way that I sort of characterize her is, she really is a compassionate, caring person.
Right.
She wants love and she wants to give love, but she's never really been taught the right way to do that. So in the scope and in the span of her life, in the arc of her life, she's reaching and searching for these ways to love that are sort of twisted, but she's trying to unravel that and find her way back. And I think in a lot of ways, she, through her strength of, being a mother, being a wife, having to kind of make ends meet, doing what you have to do to survive, that kind of thing, I can definitely relate to that. Wow. I know what it is to love, but I know what it is to love purely and without regret or without restraint, because of some of the struggles that I personally had to go through. I know what that genuine love is, so, and I think Sophia finds that in the by the time we get to the end of the story. So yeah,
I think that's wonderful. And the thing is that you actually have a song. I actually was watching the B-roll of you, and I've seen the show in New York. Hell no.
Oh yes.
Okay. First off, let me just give you the heads up. So now, hell no, folks who have not seen the show, and you will catch this in Philly, December 12th through the 17th.
Come on.
You need to come on.
Come through.
Buy them tickets. That song in particular had everyone on their feet. Literally, like, fanning, just talking about, oh my God. And the energy that you gave to Sophia, the energy you give every night to Sophia, why do you think that song in particular resonates to the audience?
Well, I mean, Sophia's the first character that Celie meets that shows her that you can be a woman and you can stand up for yourself. And oh my God, today it's resonating because of all the sexual harassment things that are going on, and women feeling for so long that they couldn't say anything or didn't have the security of knowing that if I do say something, I'm still going to be okay.
Right.
Hell no resonates. It sings out because she's saying, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care what you think.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you are.
Right.
You do not have the right to touch me.
That's right.
In this way.
Absolutely.
And so hell no speaks volumes to, and it speaks for women who I think cannot speak for themselves a lot. Sophia is saying hell no, not only for herself, but for Celie in that moment as well. Hell no.
Right.
You don't have to take this. Say this with me. I got you. I'm your girl.
Especially because Celie looked like she gave permission.
So
that really ultimately was...
And Celie, that's all she's known is abuse.
Right.
So for her, that's her norm.
Absolutely.
For Sophia, abuse is normal, but fighting back is normal too. So her fight in her was built along with, it's like the wheat growing with the tare.
Yeah.
It's that thing where you got the good thing growing, but the bad thing is trying to come up too.
Great analogy.
So yeah.
And that's wonderful. And I guess for you, in this role, do you prepare for this role? Because it's a lot. It's a lot to express every night and to express that, to get that reaction from the audience. You do a fantastic job at it.
Thank you.
Of reeling
really
the audience in. That's what stood out for me in that in the musical, is that was a pivotal, because honestly I think every woman actually really felt that.
Yeah. And it is important for me to make sure that I'm bringing integrity to the character of Sophia, because there are so many Sophias out there.
There is, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
when you start to learn that people are watching this show and not only leaving feeling like, oh, wow, this was a great show, I really loved it, or I cried or whatever, but they're making life changes as a result. Like leaving abusive relationships, getting their children out of abusive, like that's really happening as a result of people watching the show. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it.
And that's the other thing. I mean, for you, being married 18 years, congratulations.
Thank you.
Especially in this business, because Peter, who's her husband of 18 years.
Paul.
It's one of them disciples, honey.
Paul, don't think that Peter is a
but we call him Jerry, so listen, you weren't going to get that.
So funny, you are so right. Because I called him Jerry when I saw him in the store. I was like, Jerry. Well, Jerry, she's married to Jerry of 18 years and have 2 wonderful kids. You're performing, you're touring. What is that like for your family?
I mean, it's, you know, I think we find our own normal. I think we find our own balance. Our balance may not be somebody else's balance, you know, but we definitely work on, you know, communicating. The phone and Skype and FaceTime and all those things have been a huge asset to us. And then I try to get home as much as I can. And he and my children try to come out and see me as much as they can. So we make it work. You know, it's not hard. It's hard, you know, being away from home. But and my nephews and my nieces are like growing up, and I'm like, oh my God, send me pictures. But I love that my family is so supportive, and they're behind me 100%. I couldn't do this without that. So,
and that's the truth. Support is very important.
Absolutely.
And of course, speaking of support, we always ask the infamous question. What's in your hair?
Ooh, honey. Well, this one is synthetic. Honestly, we wear wigs in the show, and we always have to keep our hair in a wig prep. So I just cornroll mine down and just keep a wig on.
I gotcha.
But in my own hair, I like to use coconut oils, like natural things. Jamaican black oil.
Wonderful.
Especially for my edges.
Absolutely.
You know, try to keep it moisturized. I like to co-wash, and, you know, just keep it braided. It's actually luxurious under all of this.
I can attest to that. It is. I have seen it, which is good. Well, you're doing a great job in making sure that it's maintained, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I actually am looking forward to seeing you in Philly. How do you feel about being in Philly, in the brotherly love city?
Oh my God. I have been waiting for this since they announced this tour. I've been waiting for Philadelphia because there were so many of my friends and family from the Trenton area that couldn't make it when we were on Broadway. Right. And we're going to be right in Philly, right across the river.
All right.
So you ain't got no excuses now.
None whatsoever.
You know, I feel proud to be able to go, like, back home. And to bring this story, this beautiful cast.
Absolutely.
And all this joy and everything that we have to give to the people. I'm happy to bring it back home.
Well, tell people how they can get the tickets for the show in Philly.
Well, you can definitely go to colorpurple.com, and on there is a list of the itinerary. You can flick right on Philadelphia, PA, and it'll take you to all the links that you need to see.
And folks, really go and get the ticket, because you're not going to see them in the area for a long time. Actually, right?
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing you.
Yes,
I'll be there. Ooh, okay. Well, we love. First off, guys, the only reason why we act like this is because Carrie and I haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes.
However, one of the most fantastic people I have ever met.
I love you, Donna.
And
You're
I'm so
amazing.
happy. And what most of you guys don't know is that Carrie Compere's voice is the voice of Paris Hair Introduction Show.
Hey!
All right?
Hey!
So pay attention to the introduction. Pay attention. It's popping. We might have a music video coming up.
Come on, let's talk about it.
Okay, all right. Okay. We're so happy that you came out
Thank you.
and
I love
took
you.
the time with us.
Thank you.
And, you know, again, we are actually going to be in Philly. And we look forward to seeing you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, folks, so this is Carrie Compere, hometown of Trenton, New Jersey, and you will see her in Philly. We look forward. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I love my people.